Good morning, everyone. This is Deborah Rose, Realty One Group in beautiful Payson, Arizona. It's wonderful to be back. I've changed locations, so we had a little bit of down time, and I'm so grateful to be back on Facebook Live with the talk show. And of course, I want to welcome and thank Cameron Davis of Razor Thin Media, who has put this whole thing together for us, and we're very fortunate to have him. And our wonderful guest today is Miss Bonnie Dorris. And
Thank you.
And I want people to know, if you don't know her already, you sure will. And if there's one trademark that Bonnie has, is her stellar laugh.
Thank you, Deborah.
See what I mean? If you don't mind liking, sharing, commenting on this show, we're going to be talking to Bonnie specifically about her role as the new president of the Central Arizona Board of Realtors. And Bonnie has a really nice history in Payson. Why don't you talk to us a little bit about how long you've been here and why you are a realtor?
Well, why I am a realtor is different than how long I've been here, definitely. I've been here for many years. In fact, many of you watching the show, I've been here before you were born, but that's okay. I came to Payson over 45 years ago. Payson was under 2,000 people large. It was virtually forest. And Main Street was gravel. That's pretty cool.
That is cool.
Yes.
There was no traffic light then?
Oh, heavens, no. In fact, Highway 87 and Highway 260, they kind of just had a little, went their own way. And I don't even think there was a yield sign.
Was there still horses?
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah?
Everywhere.
Everywhere.
There were horses at the saloon. A lot of people came to the Winchester, which isn't there anymore.
The Winchester was where Walgreens is now, right? The Winchester Motel?
No, that's a different one. There was the Adobe Motel there. The Winchester was the saloon across from the Oxbow parking lot.
Is that right next to this
Yes,
wonderful
right
building?
Across from you.
For those of you
that direction, though.
Okay.
That's the parking lot of the Oxbow. It was where the log cabin buildings are there, the insurance company, and the bookkeeper. So, yeah.
Wonderful. Wow.
And it's pretty fun. Small town.
Yeah, small town. What drew you to Payson?
Driving up the hill, the big hill, and back then no two-lane highway, a little tiny windy road, scary cliffs. When you crest the top and you see that magnificent rim, that's it. That captivated my heart.
Yeah.
I couldn't leave. I still can't. I love that. Every time I go away, it's so wonderful to come back. The rim is gorgeous.
And you and your husband Lucky are just stellar. You're just a stellar couple and pillars of our community. And what were you doing prior to becoming a realtor then? What did you do?
I have always had a servant's heart, and so I was in the food industry, and I worked at many of the restaurants that are here.
Wonderful.
The Beeline have been there, the Naughty Pine, which is now the Pinion, Swiss Village Inn, which is no longer a restaurant, but it was stellar, absolutely stellar place in Arizona. People would come from Scottsdale, from Flagstaff to have the best meal ever. I helped open Denny's when Denny's was going. So I've been around to a few places. I've done this and that. Chili's. Yeah.
That's wonderful.
A servant's heart. So you want to serve food. Now I serve homes. It's wonderful. Absolutely wonderful.
And you know what's really remarkable is you and I and Marty Carpenter all entered the real estate market on the same day.
That is amazing.
Isn't that something?
Yes.
And we're all blessed to say we've done very well in this community. And well, let's transition now to talking about realtors and why it's important, in your opinion, your humble opinion, to have a local realtor and what's your perceived value on the role of a realtor, like in your business?
In my life, how I do real estate, help sellers and buyers accomplish their goals. I actually align with them and become part of their life. In my life, that's what it's like. I come to them and we emerge together and just decide how we're going to go to what they want to do next. Lots of times they're totally unaware of processes to follow and what would be much easier than what they're thinking. But as you get close to people and work with them, it's just the most rewarding career one could ever have. At least that's how I see it.
Yeah, it really is the largest investment of people's lives.
Usually.
So the role of a realtor, I think, is to help protect the consumer and represent their best interests. That's what it sounds,
Absolutely.
basically what you're saying, and help them realize their dream of owning a home. And you've done a really nice job of that.
Well, thank you, Deborah. Yeah. So have you.
Thank you. Well, in a servant's heart, you're now president of the Central Arizona Board of Realtors. So what is it? A lot of people out there probably don't even know why there are boards for realtors, but could you talk to the audience and explain to them what the boards do for the community and what they're in place for?
The Central Arizona Board of Realtors is one organization with many others similar to that across the whole United States. We as realtors have our different areas and have joined together to support one another, protect the consumers in our community, and get the job done for people that want to sell and buy homes. Our particular organization is a nonprofit, which I didn't even know that until 3 years ago, which is like astounding because I wasn't involved that much in that part of real estate. And to realize that we are a nonprofit organization and we as an organization give back to our community and many of the different nonprofit entities that are out there, the homeless shelter, the food bank, the shelter for the abused and battered, just on and on it goes. Our scholarship fund, which Deborah is going to bring up here in a moment or two, there's just many avenues that we support the community, but our main structure then is also to help the other realtors in our organization to stay on target, to give them tools to do their business better, to help the community in general.
That's excellent. Yeah, that's really good. Speaking of the scholarship, the Central Arizona Board of Realtors every year gives out two $2,500 scholarships to our local Payson High School for students that need money or want money to attend college. So there's an application process that they have to go through. And because of COVID, unfortunately, we weren't able to do the big December outreach to these incredible children. And so we are asking, if you're watching this show, please share it. Please let other parents know that there is free money available, $5,000 right now, to 2 students that would take the time to fill out an application. And you can contact the board office and they can email you an application for your child. And that phone number is 928-474-1944. And Nancy or Janie would be happy to help these parents help their children and get them some money to attend college. So
excellent.
The other thing is the dues. I mean, let's talk about. We'll talk more about all the community outreaches that the local realtors are doing, because I think a lot of people don't understand how giving realtors are. So, and that needs to be discussed. But let's talk about who is part of the board. It's not just realtors. Locally, who are the other members?
We have many realtors that are out of our area that are also part of our board. We have business affiliates. So if you are a plumber, an electrician, a lender, you name it, you can become part of our board and not only support us, but then we can support you by using your trade, whatever it may be. Then also we have appraisers. They're a large part of our board also because they deal in the real estate industry.
Title companies, insurance companies, anyone that has a hand in the home buying process. And what's really interesting is that what most people don't understand is how much being a realtor contributes to the gross national product, and then the amount of income that it generates. One sale of one home absolutely supports at least 45 other industries, which is
amazing.
Shocking, because
you
think of buying a house, who's involved? Like, let's talk about like the steps of who's involved and why buying a home generates income for other families.
It is amazing. You have your inspectors, you have your appraiser, you have a realtor or two realtors. Each of those realtors usually have a team of people that support them. They're in-office workers, they're janitors, they're advertising group, they're different insurance companies. It just goes on, and that's just the realtor. Then when you deal with your home inspectors, they have their insurance companies, they have their workers that do things. If you need repairs done on the home, it just evolves into a huge, gigantic organization. The title company, they have their janitors, they have their yard workers. All of these people, every transaction supports these entities somewhere along the way.
It touches a lot of people. The ripple effect is staggering. I mean, Rim Country, the Rim magazine, any type of, like you said, marketing.
Oh my goodness.
There's a lot that goes into being a realtor. I think people also don't know how much work is involved and how many details are involved. And ultimately, in my humble opinion, you would want to use a realtor that is an expert in the area in which they reside, because they know the market, they know the people that can help with repairs, like a handyman, electrician, plumbers, roofers, and all those things. So it's a huge economic engine. Matter of fact, in the United States, it's a proven fact that home sales is the generator that sustains a bulk of the economy. So it's really amazing.
How you put that, Deborah Rose, an economic engine.
Yeah,
that's a double E. Well, we can make a whole book on that.
I know. Well, speaking of economic engine, there is something coming down the pipeline that Cameron is a big part of, and Cameron is awesome. If you haven't seen any of Cameron's work and you're watching for the first time, check out the website discovergilacounty.com. Gila is spelled Gila, by the way. Discovergilacounty.com, and see what this man can do as an economic generator. Hello, he's EG of the Payson and Gila County. So he's helping us as realtors as well. And we're not really at liberty to discuss anything right now, but we are on the verge of a huge transformation for the Central Arizona Board of Realtors. So if you are a local realtor, pay attention, ask questions. We've got some exciting news, and we're going to need your help, especially with a vote, so we can change things and do some incredible things for you as a member and for our community, because our community, not only do we support some of the entities that you brought up, but we support the senior center, the Meals on Wheels program, We support the Merit Center.
Yes.
What a great job Betty's doing. That's
goodness.
a crisis center in Star Valley that helps veterans that are dealing with catastrophic psychological, emotional PTSD issues, and she's there to help veterans. They're the Habitat for Humanity. There's so many programs.
The homeless shelter.
The homeless. Oh my gosh, that's a big one.
That's a huge one now.
Because we live in the largest pine forest in America, we do find that people can take up residence there, and so there's a big concern for some of the homeless people, including the younger generation too, unfortunately. So we're really behind our current mayor's Payson Homeless Initiative, and they do have a warming center. So if you're out there, the weather is very cold still. It was sleeting this morning. There is a place for you to go, the Mountain Lutheran Church on the 260, and they serve a warm meal in the evening. So there's a lot of resources available to our community, and in large part funded by Realtors. Now, the other thing I wanted to talk about is something known as RAPAC, and where Realtors also contribute their money, and why that's incredibly important, because protecting private property owners' rights is crucial to what we do. So do you want to talk just a little bit about that? And
well, to prelude that, there are approximately 150 countries in the world. Of those 150 countries in the world, there are only 50 that have personal property rights, meaning the people can own the land. And of those 50, there are approximately 30 that have the freedom that we have here in the United States, although we have probably more freedom than any other country in the world currently. Hopefully it stays that way. So those personal property rights come at a cost, and a cost is always money. And in our quagmire of government, that money is used to lobby our entities up there that all want their money, but lobby for laws to keep our land belonging to us. And if you really consider it, do we really own it? If we don't take taxes on it, they take it away. So do we really own it? But at least we have that chance to pay our taxes and then proceed to do what we want to do according to whatever governing body says that we can do with our land that we own. But RAPAC is the organization that we as Realtors are involved with, and we pay into that to protect these personal property rights. And it's an honor to be able to say that I contribute a lot to that, because I am so solid in believing that we need to maintain.
We need people fighting on homeowners' rights from getting hit with unreasonable taxes or bills that they try to slide in, where they're going to add an additional tax to property taxes. So, being on the forefront of defending that, it is an honor. And I think that Realtors, they really do have a servant's heart. I think people maybe don't have the information to understand how giving Realtors are, and our heart is to protect the consumer.
Yes.
Our heart is to protect the private property owner, and keep on the front lines and keep people educated to vote certain ways on certain bills. So we're going to be able to do a much better job at it in the very near future, because we'll be able to launch some videos, and we'll be able to keep the community informed, and we'll give you that exciting information maybe on the next show, because I think that we'll probably be right at that juncture where we'll be able to share some really exciting news.
Yes, very exciting. We were hoping to do it today, but alas, not quite yet.
Snap.
Yeah. Snap.
So any closing thoughts for you on where your heart is? just locally for our community, anything that people, any knowledge and wisdom that you have that you can share, that you share with your own clients about things to know about Payson and exciting news, anything like that?
Well, Payson is really the heart of Arizona. Absolutely beautiful, beautiful area, beautiful country, beautiful people in our town here. There is so many opportunities for living life to its fullest in this town, to just enjoy nature, enjoy smallness, and enjoy organizations of any type. We have people that get together for everything from bird watching to minerals to hiking to biking to canoeing to library studies. It goes on and on and on. And if somebody here in Payson says they're bored or they have nothing to do, it's because they're not looking to do anything. So I encourage everyone to check out our future coming up, our exciting change that's going to be here. And please go to a realtor when you want to sell or buy your house. They have your heart in mind for them to do what's right. And so I thank Deborah Rose for this moment. I know she has something else to say because she is never, ever at a loss for words.
Thank you.
But that's why we love her.
Yeah, I am a little bit opinionated, but I'm not quite done yet, okay? I had another thought.
Okay, good.
I want to put realtors in a good light because we do take a lot of shots, and people, I think, are diminishing our worth if we're completely honest. So I just want to approach it from that way. I want to say that good realtors are community champions. We are ambassadors for the towns in which we live. So Bonnie, you're a glowing example of someone that is passionately in love with our community. And I wanted to thank you not only for serving this community for so long, but serving as the president of our board. You are doing a really great job. One thing about Bonnie that I know, because we've been friends, is she loves this country and she loves God. She loves Jesus. She's brought prayer back into our board meetings. It's so refreshing. She's a bright light, as you can tell from her passion and the light in her eyes.
Yes.
So consider using a local realtor because we are these ambassadors. We do know a lot about our community, and there's so many interesting things about Payson. Mm-hmm. And once again, I'll redirect. Some of your research could be done at discovergilacounty.com. Mm-hmm. And what a lot of people don't know is, like, we have the #1 quilt maker in the whole world that lives here, Gina Perks.
Astounding.
And her name's different. I think her last name's different now, but she owns like the Copper Needle quilt store in this town. We have the oldest continuous running rodeo in the world. That's
amazing.
Payson. And I'm fortunate enough to have bought this incredible building with a business partner, and it's a historical building, and it's kind of kitty corner from the Oxbow Saloon, and there's such a
building.
Magnificent history to Payson, right?
Yes.
You've seen it from the time that it was about 2,000 people to now what it is today, and census numbers last time we had those numbers was 15,788.
Listen to her. She's down to the last person. I can't believe it. She is so good that way. I would have rounded it off.
No, but numbers are very important to me. So I want to address too for people who are interested, because in this market, it's a really different market than it's ever been. And we do struggle with low inventory. We do have going on what's called, well, I've kind of dubbed it the rural rush, where now that people, because of COVID, were able to start working from home, the younger generation is saying, hey, why wait 20, 30 years to retire when we can go live where we want to now and work from home? So Payson has become a favorable, very favorable place to live.
Well, it's more than that. It's the generational shift in thought pattern from being trapped in their little tiny apartments because they couldn't go to restaurants, they couldn't go to sports, they couldn't go to the entertainment industry, theaters. They had to stay right there and do their work, and all of a sudden they're going, what are we doing? This is not life. I'm not a Generation X anymore. I want to have my own home and move out in the country where I can get out of the house and have a little garden or do something different, because if I'm going to have to reside out of the public, at least I want to get outside.
And it's free. I mean,
yeah,
we are in the middle. We're in the heart of Arizona. We're in the middle of nowhere, but we're in the middle of everywhere, and we're in the middle of everyone. But an hour and a half away from the middle from everyone.
It's amazing. You can go skiing.
I know.
Up in the morning in the mountains and go swimming down in a pool 4 hours later.
Yeah, it's amazing.
In the evening. It's
the diversity of the
state
geography is really amazing. So for those of you that want some statistics, what's shocking is, and I don't know if you know this, but we have had in 2020 a third of the normal inventory that we have, right? So it's interesting, we had a third of the inventory we normally had. So we were down 2/3, right, from 2019. We sold more homes last year than we did in 2019. We sold 12.5% more homes that we didn't have, right? How does that work? Like, how did we sell more of something we didn't have enough of? Now that's intriguing thoughts to me. So the prices, unfortunately, are being driven up. I wanted to address the fact that we are in desperate need of the working class, and the Board of Realtors is very interested in teaming up and working to solve the problem of affordable housing. But there's still hope. We still do have inventory that, I know we're on the borderline now, that is available towards the working class. So the demographics are changing a little bit. You know, we're a retirement community, but if I get a hold of some of those numbers on the ages that moved here last year, I think we're going to see the average age drop by 2 or 3 or 10 years.
Oh, yes.
And that would be super exciting for me, because we really want, families and what was it, Cameron?
Vibrant.
Yeah, we want vibrancy. As if Bonnie isn't vibrant enough. But it sure would be nice. You should be at our board meetings. We laugh so much. Thanks to her. I mean, do you notice she has unicorns on her shirt?
We do have one question.
Oh, we do. Okay, great.
Two of you, how many years have you been in the real estate market here in Payson?
100 years. No, I'm kidding.
500.
No. Okay, so we both entered the market at the same time.
94?
2004.
I mean, 2004.
So 15, 16, 17 years, 34 years, going on 35. Yeah, 34 years. And I think both of our goals, and I'm vice president of the board. I didn't mention that, so I'm incoming president.
She's coming up,
so
folks. So be ready.
Be ready. I've got some big plans. Big plans.
I'm scared.
Anyways, we have fun. We want to just celebrate our community, celebrate those that are moving here. We welcome people with open arms, and we're so privileged and honored to be leaders in our community in this respect. And we wanted everyone to know that we do a lot more than just sell homes, and it's our honor and our pleasure to serve the community in that fashion, because we are protecting the biggest investment of your life. So please consider using us. Please remember to share the word that we need some applications to give free money away to high school kids that want to go to college this year. So Please call our board office located on Highway 260, the Central Arizona Board of Realtors. Their phone number is 928-474-1944. And in closing, I'd like to say thank you, Bonnie Dorris. Thank you for everything that you do for our community and our board. You are a bright light, and
Thank
very,
you,
very
Deborah
grateful to have you
Rose.
as our leader.
I want to say thank you for letting me come here and share and have a laugh or two.
Yeah, it's always a joy to be around Bonnie. And I want to again thank Cameron Davis, Razors Thin Media, for making this happen. Thank you for joining us today. And we'll be back next month,
Big
the last
changes.
Friday of the month. That's when we'll be here, 9:30 to 10. We look forward to seeing you again. Have a great day.